Tom Brady has signed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in what was one of the biggest moves in the offseason in the NFL. One of the bigger moves that we may be talking about in the history of the NFL in terms of a player of such a high profile moving on at the end of their career. We've seen a lot of phenomenal players like Michael Jordan do some similar things at the end of their career, going to the Washington Wizards. What we see was Tom Brady here signing for the Buccaneers. And a bit of a weird one, a bit of an unexpected one. Not a lot of people saw this one coming about a week ago. But I have Ron with me here today to talk about this. What do you make of the signing initially?
It's an interesting one to say the least. Like you said, not many people, if anybody, really saw this coming rather than Tampa Bay's front office. I think Tampa Bay could have done worse. They could have done better. They kind of did a complete 180 from what they had. We're looking at Jameis Winston, who went 30 TDs, 30 interceptions. Now you're going to Tom Brady, who can't throw like he used to, but you got a decent wideout core and a good running back. He can still not win you games, but he can basically do what Tannehill did off of the Titans all game.
Yeah, he's a game manager at this point in his career. I think that the notion that Tom Brady is an elite quarterback in the NFL is laughable. Tom Brady, I think, is going to more or less get found out this season for what he truly is. And I know, what is he, 42, 43? So that's not a knock on him. One of the greatest, arguably the greatest of all time. So I think that, for the last little while, it's been just dinks and dumps that's getting him his yardage. Jameis Winston and Tom Brady had QBRs very parallel to each other. They were very similar. So obviously, they're very different, though. Jameis Winston was a high-risk, high-reward QB. Tom Brady's a low-risk, low-reward quarterback. So with the core that he has on offense in Goodwin and Mike Evans and, decent running back core, I think he's got the weapons that, he can be decent on offense. It's just, what Tom Brady are we getting at this point? Because I don't think Tom Brady's that good anymore, truthfully. And I think people made a lot of excuses last year when he's at the Patriots, and he wasn't formidable, to say the least. I think that at this point, there's no more excuses. He's got everything he needs to succeed at Tampa Bay. Honestly, I've come to terms with it for the day that over the course of the day that this is probably the best destination for him in terms of the talent he gets to play with. He's got a decent coach, so I think this is one of the better options for him.
Yeah, no, it's not and for Tampa Bay, I don't think it's a bad signing at all. They could have went for somebody else, but as soon as Bridgewater kind of left, that's the team I thought he should have went to. But that's a good signing himself. I think it's fair what Tom did, but it's going to be interesting to see how the wideouts kind of have to change their game, especially Mike Evans, because Mike Evans was drafted by Tampa and has played under Jameis his whole career.
Yeah,
he's used to those long drives.
Obviously, they're gonna have to change the dynamic how they play their offense. They got to structure their offense around Tom Brady. This is a game management Tom Brady. He's just gonna run the dinks, run the dumps. The scrambles out to the running back, just a little slant pass, maybe like a screen. So that's the kind of game Tom Brady plays. I don't think Tom Brady is going to win you football games on his own. I think that notion that Tom Brady is a game-winning quarterback is not true. I think the clutch factor, if you're into clutch situations, then maybe, that's where he can thrive a little bit. But even with the Patriots in terms of, the clutch game-winning drives and whatnot, a lot of them are down to getting in field goal position and just, you've got one of the best kickers we've ever seen. So
yeah,
you can succeed based off that. Tom Brady doesn't really have to do a ton to really succeed when he's got the best defense on the New England Patriots. I think that with the Buccaneers and the offensive core he has, they can be similar to what they were last year. I think that their defense is actually, I think it's better than it was made out to be last season.
They didn't have a bad defense last year. It was their offense.
They allowed a ton of points, but they have a good set for defense. I think that this is a team that can do somewhat damage, maybe. But the thing is, they are looking at not an easy division. I think that Atlanta's on the decline, and I think that the Saints are going to be as good as ever.
Yep.
They're not going to win this division, though.
No, this could be a team that squeaks into that brand new 7th spot. Possibility, even though I think that's between Pittsburgh and Baltimore, like it always is. That one division, they're always fighting for that 7th spot. But
Pittsburgh's not winning that division, man.
No, it's Baltimore. It's Baltimore.
Yeah.
What's interesting with Tom is he's not going against a garbage division for once in his life. It's no more Miami, Jets, and
Buffalo.
Buffalo got good for maybe.
Buffalo are good now.
Good now, but before when Brady was there, they've been trashed the whole time.
Yeah. So I think that this is the year where it's a bit of a Tom Brady exposure because he can't hide under Bill Belichick. He can't hide from his garbage division like he has in the past. Not knocking him for the prime of his career, but over the last few seasons, he's not been an elite quarterback. He definitely has not been an elite quarterback. I get that he's been to Super Bowls, but it's a byproduct of the coaching that Bill Belichick has. That team runs through Belichick. Football is down to the coaching at the end of the day. I think that's the most important aspect of your football team. The coach has to call the right plays. Like, look at Dallas, how talented they were. Didn't even make the playoffs. Look at the talent they have there.
Look at Tennessee. They want to see good coaching. There you go.
So that's what I mean. And I think that in this situation, though they have good coaching, Tom Brady's going to be exposed to what he really is. And he's a dink and dump passer. Mm-hmm. The offense really needs to tailor themselves, like Mike Evans, like you were saying. They really need to tailor themselves towards Tom Brady. How do you think that they're going to do, like record-wise?
It's such a hard division. I think the Saints going to take that division no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
It's remind me, it's Saints, Atlanta, it's Carolina, correct?
Yes.
Carolina, they're so up in the air right now. If I'm going to be realistic and put them somewhere in that whole conference, I'm putting them in between 7 and 10, ranking-wise.
Okay. You think they're a playoff team?
No.
But you don't think the Bucs are a playoff team?
No. If they make 7th, that's the last playoff spot.
I think they come second in this division. They're 7-9 with Jameis Winston. I don't think they improve miraculously. I think at best they're 9-7. Yeah. I think they're realistically looking at a 500 finish, either 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. I think that's the reality for Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, I get he threw 30 interceptions, but this guy, I think he threw over 5,000 yards. Jameis Winston is not a scrub, so it's not like
high risk, high reward.
It's not like you're adding in a quarterback to a team that didn't have one before. I don't think Tom Brady is. There's an argument that Jameis Winston's better. I would probably sooner have Brady than Jameis Winston, though I don't think Brady is anywhere near the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. I think that though this was a good move for him, and I think it's surprising because you'd think Tom Brady would go after a bit of a brand image at this point in his career. So why not go to the glamorous LA and ride out your career? But he went, footballing wise, this was the best place for him, given the receivers they have, given the coaching. This was probably the best place. I just think that Tom Brady is nowhere near what he used to be.
No.
As a result, people are going to really see what he is. And I think that is just a game manager, dink and dumping, and he's not going to be able to push the ball downfield like he used to be.
No, he's just simply too old and doesn't have the arm for it anymore. Something very interesting is how he's going to be compared to Manning now, because we saw Manning leave the Colts.
Yep.
Went to Denver. Denver had a phenomenal defense at the time, but that was kind of an odd move. No one really saw him go to Denver, and then look, he got a chip from it.
Yeah, wasn't really byproduct of his play.
No, it was that Denver. Defense.
It's just he rode the defense, got him there. I don't think that's not going to be the case for Tampa.
It's not. It's just
I would really eat my words if that happened. That's not going to happen though.
No, I'd be very
Tampa Bay is not. I think they are a second place team in the NFC South. They may squeak into the playoffs. They may win one game in the playoffs, but that's about it, if you ask me. When they really have to play a proper opponent, Tom Brady's not winning you games. And when you're coming up against a better opposition, Tom Brady isn't going to be what he used to be. And that's the reality of the situation. I think that the biggest indicator of Tom Brady, this is the end of Tom Brady, is how many teams was he looking at? How many teams are looking at him? Like Tennessee? Why did they elect to take Ryan Tannehill if they, you have to understand. I get that you may look for longevity, but if your team's in a situation where you're looking at a possible Super Bowl this year and you think Tom Brady is going to be the guy that gives you the better opportunity of getting there, like maybe a Tennessee, you go with Tom Brady, even though it is for maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
You go for him over Ryan Tannehill. But because they think Ryan Tannehill is the better option to get them to the Super Bowl, they went for Ryan Tannehill. And I think that's the reality. Tom Brady is not regarded as, a hot commodity in the summer. If teams really wanted him, they would have taken him. I truthfully believe that if the Patriots really wanted Tom Brady, he would be a New England Patriot player still today. I think that, truthfully, Tom Brady didn't give them a discount, and the Patriots, look, we know, we understand what happened, in your career, but, we need to make the footballing decision for ourselves. And I think that's what actually happened. I think that if they wanted him, he would still be there, basically.
No, yeah, I 100% agree with you. It's a very interesting move from Tampa, but what I'm more interested in is seeing what the Patriots exactly decide to do now, because I'm kind of lost in it.
I think that they got to ride a rebuild for a year, especially given how Buffalo are probably the best team so far from the offseason. The best in terms of what they've done in the offseason, they're the biggest winner so far. The Diggs trade.
I'll give you that.
They got Norman, who went under the radar for a lot of people.
It was kind of earlier.
Added some other defensive pieces. That team is equipped to win that division and win a playoff game for the next season. So I think you got to take a bit of a step back this year. Understand, your team isn't there. It's going to be hard for Boston sports fans to swallow because, typically their teams have quick rebuilds. So we'll see what they can do there. I mean, they've got the best football mind probably of all time, Bill Belichick running that office. So I think they'll be okay in the long run. It's just this season you kind of got to take a back seat, go, okay, maybe this is Buffalo's year to win the division.
No, yeah, 100%. Buffalo's looking good. It's just Brady. We're gonna really see what he does. I'm very curious to see what he does at Tampa.
This is big for the Bucs in terms of their brand. I think we'll end it on this. My big prediction for this is that Brady is going to get found out for his true game this season. He's just not going to be able to win football games, and a lot of people who think that he has that ability will soon see that it is not the Brady show. It is a byproduct of top receivers and coaching that's going to help him.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And we'll end it there. Let us know what you think about Tom Brady. You can do so on social media or in the comments. There might be some difference in opinions here. Might be some difference in opinion for this one. There's a lot of Brady heads out there and Patriots fans who do not agree. But let us know what you think and stay up to date with the daily episodes put up by Amateur Hour Sports with any of the links in the description. Go check those out, and we will see you again tomorrow for another daily episode.